Last week, we did our first passage from Durban up to Richards Bay, and I can surely tell you that I'm hooked. It was also like spending a week up there in Richards Bay. You know, all the wildlife and things hanging around. It's completely different to the bluff where we were before. See some of the beautiful fishes and things. They also say there's some crocodiles and hippos hanging around, but I wasn't lucky enough to see any of them, or was I lucky because I didn't see any of them? I also went for a bit of a walk where I saw some blow harpies. I'm not sure what you call them in English. Let's quickly check. Vervet monkeys, but we call them blow harpies or blue monkeys because of the color of their scrotum. Anyway, join me on some quick exploring before we head on back down to Durban. This monkey down here spots some monkeys in those trees. That was lekker. Bit of a walk, about 6 kilometers. Now it's time for a beer. As you can see, I've removed the tiller over there. I'm gonna quickly take it into a machine shop this morning, see if I can get that play removed, because in 2 days we head back to Durban. Hopefully the weather's a little bit more pleasant than it is now, but we'll have to wait and see. You see what happens is on the tiller, right where it fits into the stainless steel fitting, there's a little bit of play over there. So I don't know if we're gonna put a bigger bulb through or what, but I'll show you when I get it. The machine shop couldn't help me in 2 days, but I got some shim stock and cut a couple of pieces off of here and then fixed the play a little bit, and it's good enough for now. So we're just about ready to go. For our trip down, we followed a very similar route as we went up. We basically just went out a little bit to catch some of that strong Agulhas current, give us a couple of extra knots, but we did leave a day before the good weather window, so we still had some southwesterly winds pushing against us, but that was okay to beat out into the current for a bit before the northeasterlies hit us, and they did hit us. I unfortunately didn't do too much filming on the trip back to Durban. It was a bit of an unpleasant experience. First off, I got extremely seasick in the daytime. I think the sea had a bit of a funny roll to it. It's the first time that I've thrown up since that first sail we did a couple of months ago. Ek het nou net 'n kat geskiet hier hoor.
Informing you that I'm going to drop anchor 3 miles ahead of my position. 3 miles ahead of my position.
Yeah, we're gonna sit there. Ready? No, for sure.
Got back from Richards Bay, and I didn't film too much. It was mostly during the night. It's now early morning, very rainy. You can see I'm fucking pops up nut. We've got a lot of messes that we got to sort out on the boat. A couple of things that didn't go too well, but I'll talk to you guys after my nap. So talk to you a little bit later. Except for the squall or the big front hitting us with full sail up and it raining for most of the trip, the other big lesson we learned was, not lesson, the other thing that went wrong was our mainsail didn't want to come down. When we actually entered Durban Harbour at 6 in the morning, we tried to get the main down so we could pull into the harbour, drop some of the oaks off, and it simply didn't want to go down. So after struggling with it for about 40 minutes, we got the bosun chair out. We were going to send someone up the mast to get it down, and then all of a sudden it just hooked loose. So bit of a, thought there was massive problems there, but luckily nothing too bad. We climbed up the mast the next day, and there where the mast connects, there was just a little bit of a groove in the track, so those runners in the track got stuck on the on that little groove, and it didn't want to come down. Even doesn't matter how many times we're pulling it up, pulling it down. It was a bit of a issue, but it looks like it's better now. I'll probably go up the mast one of these days again to just go check that it is nice and clear. We used our old trick to just sand the mast with a little bit of sandpaper, and it worked quite well. Here's the stats as well. We did 96 nautical miles in total, average speed of 5 knots, and 19 hours en route. This was just a little bit out of Richards Bay Harbour before I started tracking. So pretty decent, boat moves well. We only spent a week up there because we wanted to get back to Durban so we can start getting our licenses out of the way. So we've got enough miles now to do the day skipper and almost enough to do the coastal skipper. So the next couple of videos will probably be about the day skipper's license, how we get that. And also we took part in some events, so stay tuned. That's our episode. A little bit of a short one because I was so sick I didn't film enough, and there were so many interesting things happening that I should have, but it is what it is. Thanks for watching. A special thanks to our patrons, and we'll see you all again next week. Cheers.